all right, to the body, man. And everything starts with this word. It says, the Lord said, I am the truth, I am the way, I am life. All right, and he's the word. He comes in the volume of the book, so this is life. This book is life. This word, this truth, this ministry, okay, it's the way. As it says in the book of Jeremiah, it says that the Lord, seek the old path. Wherein is the good way? This is the good way. All right, this is going to fix all of the world's problems. This law being enforced, this word being enforced upon the planet Earth.
I got something for you. This is Psalms 50 and 21. It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes."
Yep. And set us in order. He's setting us in order.
He's restructuring us.
He's restructuring us, man, because Esau, his whole thing in another psalm, it talks about how he was trying to cut us off from being the people. And he did that by breaking down the structure. The Bible goes in, it says the Most High, Yahawah. Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High."
But this devil, he mixed up and brought confusion into the house. Now there's no more structure. It says in Jeremiah that the Lord will create a new thing in the earth, and a woman shall compass a man. So that was fulfilled in this society, where Esau liberated and uplifted and elevated the woman, and now the head of every man is no longer YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, but now it's a fucking woman. All right, and in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 3rd chapter, it says the father, the blessing of a father.
I'm on that.
Yep.
Sirach 3, and I'm gonna read verse 2, and I'm gonna jump down to what you was quoting. Sirach 3 and 2. It says, "For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the children." Just showing you the structure, because it goes the father, the mother, and the children within a household. And a lot of times that's backwards. You got the woman, it's the matriarchy, she's the head, and she put the child over the man. So really the man is the last in the household, and the children is being exalted,
And mainly that's in so-called black people households, where it's niggas online debating about who gets the plate first, the children or the husband. That's obvious to us, and that's obvious to all these other nations, man. You ask them more about that, they gonna tell you. So-called Chinese, they gonna tell Japanese, fucking Ishmael, so-called Arab, you ask them, Elam, so-called East Indian, you ask them that, that's obvious. Like, what are you talking about? That's 1 plus 1.
It's what they call the old world.
Right.
It's obvious to them. Now to the Western mentality, to the West, America and England, and that's like what?
It's almost disgusting to the mindset, which is the original foundation of the separation, was Eve going into eating that forbidden fruit. Okay, and in today's time, the forbidden fruit is the beast in its image, and all these the gods that's associated with it, from Diana's, to Dionysus, to God of love, God of fighting, God of chaos, Beelzebub. All these guys had cultures that were attached to them, and our people are just walking in these cultures, and they're hearing the Bible, and they're trying to take their culture and say, well, I believe in God, and they want to still be a feminist, still be a queen of heaven. At the same time, you want to believe that you're an Israelite or can get salvation, and it never clicks up. That's why, like, a woman in this truth, she would never be able to, if she don't release from them demons and get in order within the scriptures, then she's never going to be able to adapt to the multiple woman, the wife thing.
Yeah.
Well, I believe in God should have her head covered with a multiple wife, because she's never detached from the independent woman demon.
She needs to destructure, because she's been built up to think a certain type of way, and that needs to be broken down in order so she can be built up the right way, man.
And that's where the prophets come in at. This is what this word does. In Jeremiah, the 1st chapter, the Lord said he established Jeremiah to root out, to pull down, to build, and to plant. So what are we doing? We're rooting out and pulling down that bullshit that we was taught here, that westernized mentality, man. All that has been uprooted through the knowledge of the Lord, as it is written in 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. How the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty to the pulling down of strongholds. Because as we can see, that's a stronghold on our people, man.
Super strong.
You know, and now we're here to through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, to plant that old way back into us, going back into that Jeremiah you had quoted.
Yeah, I got it right here. Jeremiah chapter 6 and 16, thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Yeah, that's where rest is. You know, you got particular women that do buy in, which a lot of these examples that they give is wicked as hell. But the point being is that you got certain women that do buy into their husband having more than one, you know. But a lot of these examples that you do see, it's rooted in wickedness somewhere.
They call them pick-me's and shit. They got like a condescending tone to those women that do that, you know. Slakia, but what was you gonna say? No,
I was just gonna say that they come out and voice their like, oh, it's better with I got a woman that helped alleviate the household duties, and now I got somebody that can watch the children. Like it's a added help, man. Yeah. And they talk about the benefits and how much better it is that they have another person, you know, that within their relationship or structure.
It's a family,
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a community. You have a baby community, you know, and there's so much logic in it, but those other gods and their culture may cause you to be unreasonable. You know, you would rather have, you know, Jake had, I forget what you call them, like ranches, if you can say, and you had servants and workers, you had family. It wasn't just you out there. It was people in the community out there.
Not just individuals.
Yeah, and Jake in this society, through the Esau gave y'all a God and gave y'all a place to worship him. The independent, get it on my own mindset. He give you a job. He give you ability to financially sustain yourself, but only enough to live off of him.
Yeah, because the woman is one of, if not the most selfish creature on this planet, man. You know, because she don't know how to remove herself from the equation and look for the betterment of everybody else that's around her. She can't see how much even a single mother, you ran off the father and you don't understand how much of an influence and importance that father, his presence is in the life of your child. But because he didn't bow down or whatever the fuck you got going on, now he can't see his children now. So now you just fucked up the future of your child and his mentality because of your selfishness, you know?
And to them, in they fucking mindset, you didn't even run him off, he left you.
Right.
He left you.
Right.
So you gonna roll with that. He ain't shit, so on and so forth, but not knowing because you out of order, it caused him to like, I can't deal with this shit, man. I got a precept though. It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 8. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. And from the jump when Eve was created, what he said, I'm going to give you a help me. Somebody that's going to help you, all right, support you. All right, not that I'm going to put them over you. This is the order. I created you, then I created her or them. All right, that's the proper order. And y'all two together make what? Children. It's simple as that, man.
And that man, as the entrepreneur, it's within his rights to hire more helpers within his organization, man.
More assistance. The more you grow, the more, we're going to need some more help around here. So.
Because this place is out of order at the end of the day. And it's no structure. When the Lord gives structure, he's giving you it's like with my child, man. I had to tell my rib, look, you got to have structured times to eat. Yeah. Because he don't know, discipline, how to stop something. Yeah. And the start is like, it's not time for that, how to separate things. And it makes you impulsive. And the society doesn't regulate none of that. And it makes you so impulsive. And then on top of that, the affliction from this place turns you into a consumer. Because anytime you're afflicted, you just become a consumer. You get afflicted through work. What you want to do? Oh man, let me chill and consume comfort. Yeah. You don't look up to say, because he afflicts you, he beats you down in every aspect. I wanted to get something real quick, because we was talking about, really, prophets, us prophets are stoics in mind. you know what I'm saying? Or the Stoics are us, really. You know, and then, you know, these people of the world are really Epicureans, okay? And I just wanted to bring out the point of the difference. It says Epicureans are pleasure-seeking. One of their doctrines, you know, it says we're aimed to maximize positive experiences and minimize negative ones. What we doing is true. It says when you come to the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You know what I'm saying? Overcoming, enduring hardness as a soldier, right? But them, they're saying you're supposed to live an easy life. This is how you get the guy to live in an easy life, okay? Having riches and things like that. They believe good fortune, right? Even if it means that making choices that could be considered self-serving. They have a minimalist approach, might prioritize simple pleasures and avoid unnecessary complications to attain a peaceful state. You know, all this passive aggressive, all this energy, you don't address shit, you just move around, you lie, you gaslight. You know, this society is built off of that type of mentality. It says limit social engagement, could potentially prioritize close personal connections over broader societal environment. You know, but they pretty much are people that are impulsive, and they believe that pleasures is the way to the Most High. Where Stoics are more logic-based, and they ignore pleasures in order to accomplish the goal at hand. And isn't that what we're doing? We put off the world for YAHAWASHI. All right? And that's, if it requires discipline, if it's discipline, there has to be an order there. There has to be we got to get up and teach. We gotta keep the laws. There is no, you get to preach with your head uncovered, you just make up a doctrine, you know, or you get to just rap or sell raps, and then it becomes these blurred lines, man. You know, and not only talking about the people of the fucking world, they're all over the place. Christian will show you exactly how these high-level false prophets operate, you know. So let's, y'all brothers get the precepts.
This is the book of Isaiah 29, verse 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Yeah, and this whole system of Esau, he's totally subverted the YAHAWASHI's order, you know, to put it plain, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, America, Babylon, aka America, when it first started, it had a lot of biblical principles that it rolled off of. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you treated women, all kind of you know, laws within the land. And it just progressed into being, you know, more demonic, because they came in and led with the Bible, you know, because you know, the Vatican was really the ones that was the hegemon to a lot of these Edomites coming over here, man, you know, because the Vatican was running Spain, Portugal, Europe. They had a lot of say so in all of them, you know, because the church and state was connected, you know. But I digress, you know. But you can go ahead again, brother.
It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
The role of the man and the woman in the household, the way that money is made, you know, you gotta wait 2 weeks, 1 week, you know, the way that family structure is ordered, the way, you know, taxes are being put on people. You're taxing the money, taxing what they make, you know, the land Sabbaths, the jubilees, okay?
And the thing is, brother, you know, if I may add to that, you know, like brother's been mentioning, our culture, as being Israelites, doesn't mix with Western culture. So this is why when we bring out things like the Sabbath or how the family structure should be, the world look at it like, man, y'all tripping. You know,
well, our culture don't mix with none of their cultures, because our way is the only way. They may have something that is similar, but not disagreeing, because us as Israelites, we'll sit here, we have ways that are similar, but we do not like blend in with heathens.
Yeah.
So it's like we're never gonna fit. Y'all got to be under our umbrella, and that's it.
I got a precept, bro. The Lord gave us structure, man. Deuteronomy 4 and 5, it says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord of Most High Yahawah, my power, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Just like the so-called great doctrine. That's commandments and structure. But Jake has been so Americanized that you don't even want to use logic to process what should be done in that situation. You're just like, oh my God, y'all talking about this, you know? like a bunch of kids, man. There's a structure. The Lord ain't gonna sit here and just not have a judgment for that situation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Just put niggas on earth and say do what you want.
Do what you want.
as thou wilt. And,
Yeah.
You know,
If it makes you angry,
Yep.
react angrily.
Right.
Yep.
If it makes you feel good, now you got transgender saying, well, I feel like when I do it, there's a woman saying, oh, when I kissed a woman, I felt God. Like, how can you argue that without structure?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Boundaries.
Without going to the scriptures and saying, this, it says you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I don't care how much sense you try to make it make. And that's what order does, man.
Yeah, and that, like you said, you can't believe in God and then say that you felt God with doing what God is against. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that.
And I ain't gonna lie, like Tazariak did a video, and I agree with what they say. Is that free will is an idea that makes people not accountable for their actions and their liberty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with that, man. Like that's all Jake want to do. They just want to do what they want and get saved at the same time. But this whole thing is built off of structure. It's built off of order. Even the prophecies, you can't just go out of order with prophecies. You can't eliminate a prophecy, you know. But Salakia,
Can I just get this definition of structure?
Go ahead.
This is structure in an etymon, and one of the definitions is it says action or process of building or construction, and that's in the now. And that's what the Lord doing now. He's establishing His structure here on earth by returning back unto us our heritage. You know, His name. You know, and we in that westernized mentality no more. And ultimately, the Lord is going to come here and burn this place down and fully establish his structure here on earth, man. You know, and it's happening now in this lifetime. And it ain't going to take 1,000 years for the Lord to come and cleanse this place out, man.
and the foundation was laid with YAHWASHI. You know,
Yeah, cornerstone.
the beginning of the building process, you know, came with YAHWASHI. All right. And a lot of things have to happen. You got to break certain parts down, you know. And the Lord say He's going to have to throw this temple down and He's going to build it back up. And it started with YAHWASHI. Okay?
I got something to back that up. This is Isaiah 58:12. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in.
And that's what kings did. Anytime a wicked king was set up and he was setting up idols, when the good kings came, they tore all that shit down, all right? And they restructured and reestablished the order. Who that was? Was it Manasseh or when he went off and when he got taken to Babylon, he came back and told everybody to do what? Serve ye the Lord. You know, not do what you want. It's all good, but the Lord exists. No, when he said serve ye the Lord, he put out a decree. He established the order and the structure. All right. So when the Lord wakes you up and the Lord deals with you, He sets you right back in order, man. You know, that's why it's plain to see that Jake out here rebelling and doing what they want and just state a claim that they deal with the Lord. Can we get that? They confess that they know me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me. You know, like Jake they do this, but that's why when it comes down to prophets, you can see, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't merging the truth with strip clubs and clubs. We're not putting boys to men on stage. We're not trying to bust no rhymes in no music video to get nobody into this gospel. We're just teaching it and saying this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're not supposed to do. You know? And Jake just, you know, they don't want to teach Israelites that look like other nations because they're emotional. Even though the scriptures tell you about the wheat and the tares. It's so much of and Jake want to deal with these fringes and borders, and they don't want to deal with the more important matters, man. They're out of order in those matters, man. It's so fucking much of this shit. But you can go ahead, brother. Whoever got that.
It's Titus chapter 1 verse 16. It says, they profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny Him.
Yeah, in works they deny Him. Jake is out of order in this scripture. the ways of the Heavenly Father requires order. Seek ye the kingdom first.
Mm-hmm.
That's an action that follows that. You know what I'm saying? It's not only just keeping the commandments to your best abilities, but doing the will of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? And you see that in action. Jake trying to set up schools. That is not seeking and going in the direction of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? I was watching this IUIC. I don't know if it's IUIC. I believe it to be. And they got these cartoon shows and all that. And in the cartoon shows, they acting like, oh, this person don't keep the laws and they don't do this and that. And they teaching kids pretty much it's all about the laws and all this foolishness, man. You know what I'm saying? They teach about YAHWASHI. There's all kind of things. They're trying to be American Israelites. All right? You can't do that. That's out of order, man. All right? You can't pray amiss outside of YAHWASHI's will either. All right?
You can't build a righteous kingdom and a wicked queendom, you know what I'm saying? We got to be burnt out, rooted out. You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to mingle the truth and falsehood, man.
Yeah, it says that in the book of 2 Peter, the 4th chapter. It says that this place has to be overthrown. This evil world, it needs to be overthrown. Then can that which is good take root and be established, man. So the Lord is really doing both at the same time. He's breaking this place down and building us up, like the scripture that the brother Matati read, that we're being set in order before their eyes, and at the same time their order, their structure is being broken down before our eyes. It says, happy is he that get to see the fall of his enemies. So as they're watching us get built up, we're watching them get broke down, you know.
Yeah, the Lord's cleaning and cooking at the same time.
Man,
You know?
that's how you do that.
You gonna grab this precept? This is Micah chapter 2 verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Yeah, this place is polluted, and the pollution is being out of order to YAHWASHI's will. Okay? And that's like when the importance of order, because what it says, the heart of man will confess many things. Like your mind will tell you a bunch of shit, man. You need order. You need something to say, hey, this is a yes or no, straight up and down. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You know what I'm saying? So you sitting there trying to go off the wing, you know what I'm saying, and wing that shit with no scriptures, no structural, no seeking the old path, no none of that. You just, oh man, I don't feel like doing it today. Or this makes me uncomfortable. That's how niggas operate in society nowadays. Oh, you're making me uncomfortable. Well, who gives a shit? We gotta get this done. You know? Jake don't know how to go through it. You know? They just do it how they feel like doing it and think because they're participating that it's a mighty work. You know? And that's what Esau built this society as, but in reality, you have to have structure and discipline to get anywhere. You know? So he wants people to be bugged all out. You know, high fructose up, seeking the next sugar, high.
Yeah.
You don't got no they like breakfast, bacon and all that shit. They created that shit so they can get off certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain products, and made people think they gotta eat that shit. Now you all bugged out. Jake was intermittent fasting and, you know, eating. They had a structure the way they ate. Your woman working, oh, you can make money. That's the wiles of the devil, man.
And she fell for it.
Yeah.
And now she's feeling the aftermath. Like, you fell, and it's the same shit that happened in the garden. Like, you fell for this shit, bro. Look, we had everything. Everything. Bitch, did nobody have to work.
Yeah.
You gonna listen to this nigga?
Yeah.
And it's the same way in the 60s with the women's lib. And you was able to stay in the house, all right, clean up, take care of the crib. The man, he'll go out. He's making enough money to have everything on lock. All you gotta do is take care of the children. But then you was fighting for, it's really the Edomite woman was out there fighting for equal rights, all right, and the nigga woman got into that, and that's Eve eating that fruit, man. Eating
that
that
was the wiles of the devil, though.
Well, yeah, that was all orchestrated. You had
fucking Alex Jones and
yeah, my man Aaron Russo.
Aaron Russo, yeah.
And he talked about how Nick Rockefeller, who they say never existed now,
Right.
you know, and they was talking about how even the women's lib thing, he was like, oh, that was just us orchestrating that, man. You know,
they
so
funded that, man.
yeah, So it ain't like the Edomite woman was like, yeah, let me just, no. It was the Edomite man that put her there and instructed her to do that.
Right.
In order to get to the, you know.
Entice the nigga woman.
Because they was bringing out articles where the CIA or FBI led woman, whoever, I forgot her name, you know, but she was married. Mm-hmm. She was married, had a whole structure. She followed the structure at home.
Yeah.
While she was telling the nigga woman to put up her fist, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So it's the same thing they did with Beyonce. She married to Jay-Z. She
Right.
stayed with him when that nigga was caught cheating, but she's telling you bitches all the
To the
same
left, to the
relations
left.
independent, independent,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
She had
Those
some song.
scrubs and all
Yeah,
kinds of
but-
shit. Yeah.
And they ate that up, man. These bitches worship Beyonce, and that's why they're the most single. That's why they're masculine as fuck. That's why they're out of shape.
Esau create these gods, you know, through ideas, through inventions, okay? And then they give you a cult of personality to represent that image, and Jake follows it. You know what I'm saying? The beehive. That's
Yeah.
you know,
Church of
so,
Beyonce.
yeah, so it's like whatever she sings and say. But she's sitting there with her dude. The dude was doing all kind of shit to her, miscarriages and shit, and she stuck it out, right? But she telling you to think and act a certain way. And when you show up to the concert, she puts on her face and you live like that. And none of it's real, but it's really, in all essence, it's nothing but demons. Esau sitting here doing seances and shit, stir these demons up while your ass at the concert, all fucking inebriated.
Yeah.
Fucking demons just swirling all through your ass.
Yep.
Rebellion and fucking inordinances and lust, you know?
Cooking.
Coming from the fucking concert all freaky and shit, you know?
Adultery.
But, yeah, you know, like hating niggas. Coming for the concert, talking bad to your nigga. You know what I'm saying? Got a whole demon on you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That just reminds me of Vashti. You got me thinking about Vashti. She was told to be presented to, you know, she was called to come before the king, and she openly rebelled. Yeah, she openly refused and openly rebelled. So they openly, you know, cast her down from that spot that she was in because she would cause all the rest of the women to start rebelling against their husbands from highest rank to the lowest rank.
And it was based off of the principle of you breaking the order. When the king summons you, you come. But at the same time, Vashti had her legitimized reason of saying this was the time of purification or something like that. And you know, the king had that meeting, you know, the celebration, so it's like, all right, come. I don't give a fuck. And it's order, structure. And Jake, you know, that's another aspect. Jake could get into these packets, being packet profits, and these borders and fringes, and you just so by the fucking book that you can't make adjustments and stay in order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
YAHAWASHI is the reason. It's not the law. The law is not the perennial thing. And you got to be able to make that adjustment. But IUIC can't make that adjustment. You know, these Old Testament people can't make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? The whole YAHAWASHI being salvation, a lot of Jake couldn't make that adjustment and adjust to the structure, that structure. You know, but that's a whole different angle as well, you know?
Yeah, because they're not in the spirit. Title of the video, Spirit Like the Wind. So you got to be able to flow with the spirit, but they, outside the spirit, they following, you know, like you said, the precepts, they're following precepts of men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, also in this Daniel 2:44, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. You know, so it says what? In the days of these kings, so in the days of what we're living today, you know, you got the EU and NATO, you know, you got Trump, you know, acting out a whole soap opera with Zelensky in front of the American media, man.
Yeah.
You know, so we see all these things happening, man. You know, and simultaneously the Lord is setting up a kingdom. When you go into the Hebrew word for set up, it's the Hebrew word quam.
Right.
And it's that spiritual when brothers say quam yashala, because the Lord is setting up Israel, man.
Israel.
You know, so this is what's happening. The Lord is raising up the tabernacles of David that is fallen, according to Amos the 9th chapter, man. You know, and he's doing that in the form of what? You know, returning our heritage back unto us, like Bob said earlier, man. You know, by giving us his name, right? By retelling us or reorganizing us, going back to that starting precept, he would set us in order before this devil's eyes. So structure and order is being given back unto us, man. That's 2nd Esdras 14. Brother want to pull that 14 and 13. The angel told Esdras, man, you know, set thy house in order. And that starts with us as individuals.
Yeah.
You know? When we hear this word, man, it's required of us to get ourselves in order. And then we have to lead by example. And then that trickles down to the woman and the children in the household, you know?
You got it.
Con. 2nd Esdras 14 and 13. It says, now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people.
Isaiah 58 and 1. So when we get ourselves in order, like the Lord said, eat the whole roll and then go speak unto the house of Israel. So we get ourselves in order and then we go out there and show the people how it's done. You know, because these guys with these precept packages, all they doing is talking. They're not showing the example of being obedient and denying the self-denial or the living sacrifice that we're supposed to present and how we're supposed to operate and really truly serve the Lord. They're not showing that, man.
They're not experiencing that travel. You know, they're not experiencing that flow. It's just, you're in America. There is no like, you go to work, you have your friends on. There ain't no real struggle for you to be in this faith, man.
Yeah, they just putting on the outer appearance. You know what I'm saying? Not the inner appearance. They ain't not changing nothing. That old man, you're not killing that old man daily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even when it comes to women flock to their congregations and they got all these women, they wear dresses, they got head wraps, but then they all on a comment board rebuking men, usurping authority. You know what I'm saying? Which the scriptures tell you not to. So like you said, it's all an outward show with these individuals, man.
Yeah.
See what the Lord is doing with his prophets, going back to that Jeremiah 1 that we quoted earlier. The true prophets are out here to root up all that bullshit, man. You know, once again, going back to that 2 Corinthians 10, you know, I quoted that as well. About how the weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty to the pulling down of strongholds. See, this is what this truth does, man.
Yeah.
It says, as for the truth, it shall flourish.
Yeah.
That have been so long without fruit shall be declared, or roughly paraphrasing, and deceit shall be quenched. So that's what's happening, man.
And Paul was doing that. He was sitting there rebuking those idols, man, and it was fucking them Jake's bread up, man. And that's what we're doing. We're fucking y'all bread up.
Fucking up the church money.
You know, we ain't selling no precept packets. It's all day over here.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how the order is supposed to be, you know? But is that the end of that? I had something.
I just finished it up. 2nd Esdras 14 and 13. Now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
And that's what we're doing. And what was the main thing that corrupted, you know, our society? Is the elevation of the nigga woman, man. And really going back into the garden. What corrupted everything?
Through her we all die.
Through her we all die, man. It's her eating of the fruit of lies from the serpent.
She broke the order.
You know?
She was supposed to listen to her man, and she went outside of that order. She went outside of that structure.
It's the same rotation. It's the same thing happening. Same thing happening. Because when you're dealing with a woman and a man, what's in the midst of that? A covenant. You know, a wife, a husband and a wife. There's a covenant. Israel to the Most High is a covenant. All right, and when you're not a what's the Moses said? If the woman goes now, thou will have her cut off and give her a bill of divorce. You know, and now Jake get to cut off and you're complaining instead of getting right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the nigga woman. You know, no accountability. Jake ain't got no accountability. What was the Lord during slavery? He was there watching, making sure that what needed to happen to us happened.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's just like that nigga woman spirit, and then that's that nigga woman energy is surging. That's why she's surging.
Yeah, nigga don't know how to ask the right questions. There's a precept, I believe it's Jeremiah. It says, "None saith, what have we done?"
Yeah.
You know, you want to ask, where's the Lord during slavery? No, you should be asking, why am I in slavery?
Right.
That's the question, not where was God.
Yeah.
He was obviously there, and they're punishing us. It's a reason why we're here.
Yeah.
I love this.
You know, but like the scripture says, none saith, what have I done? And like the bro saying, man, the elder bro saying, man, this with the nigga woman, there's no self-accountability. What have I done? Why am I single? Why am I 42 years old and every relationship I had has gone to shit? It's not that all these men is trash. Men ain't shit. No, something got to be wrong with you, bitch.
Yeah, and that's the problem with these fucking podcasts, because there's a bunch of avenues of dumb ideas that's just flowing through. So you might say, somebody might say, oh, what have I done? And then you get a dumb motherfucker because these niggas ain't shit. You're going to be like, yeah, type shit. The scriptures, the foundation. If you wonder what have I done, why is it like this for me, just go to the scriptures. Go to the solid foundation.
The prophet's giving the answer.
Yeah, and we're giving the answer. We're summarizing it for you. We're the Google of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Especially the GMS, man. You can put GMS, any subject, and it's 9 times out of 10 gonna pop up. If you can't do that, you could just type in the comment board. You don't gotta wait for no Patreon and all that shit. You know, if it's through the Spirit to be addressed, it gets addressed. You know? And, so I want to get this precept rule, just slide this one in real quick. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. All right? And Jake don't understand. They just feel the breaking down and they're screaming and scratching. And it's like, bro, it gotta happen. I gotta take this Band-Aid off. Stop bitching, bro. Like, let's get this over with so we can start building. Let me put alcohol on this cut, bro. I gotta clean it. You know? And Jake don't want to go through, you know, eating healthy to feel better in the body. That's the part of the disobedience in Jake, man. And they're watching these, just like in Babylon, they're watching these neighboring countries and watching them doing what the hell they're doing, and they're getting attracted to it. Jake was out there in Babylon going off, which caused Nebuchadnezzar to get on us and displace us, and caused the Syrian Empire to get on this place. Jake was going off and serving other guys then. Same thing with being here, except it ain't from afar, it's like it's within. Jake is in Babylon, feminism, Bloods, Crips, you know, hustler niggas, rapper niggas, you know, all kind of fucking demons and identities floating around this place and options. And that's why it's a glorious thing for the men to be a man of Lord in society, because you got so many avenues and freedom to do what the fuck you want. You know? And that's why it's a glorious thing to stay in order, man, to be a part of the structure too, because it shows your resolve. Okay? You being a family man in Babylon is not showing no resolve, man. All right? You sitting there diligently doing this work, pushing this truth, and standing stiffly for the name of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, not for your last name, but the name of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, is a great work. Okay?
I got something. This is what the brother's been quoting. This is Jeremiah 8:5. I'm reading the KJV first, then jump over to the NLT. It says, why then is this people of Jerusalem slidden back by a perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit. They refuse to return. In the NLT, it says, then why do these people stay on their self-destructive path? Destructive. See, we're all about construction and instruction, but these people are on a path of a self-destructive path, meaning they're breaking down.
The feminism has grown to a part that they talking about getting in an island and don't want to build men. They say men are useless.
Or they talking about choosing a bear
over a man. That's how.
You know?
That's how destructive.
Choose death rather than life.
Yeah, like that's pure destructive nature.
And that goes back to that selfish mentality, because the bear ain't got a choice now. You know what I'm saying? The bear don't want to be around
I feel bad for the bear.
Yeah, you up in there fucking with a bear. Like, this man trying to mind his business. You trying to prove a point.
Shit, the scriptures say it's better to dwell with a lion than a quarreling woman. So it's like the scriptures will say, like, a lion is better than you bitches. You know, an animal that'll kill you. They try to flip it and say, because a man naturally to take care of his woman if the bitch is in order.
Yeah, and the Lord's so cold because when it was like the meme or whatever the fuck, when that was hot, when they was asking, the trend, and they was asking all these bitches, what would you choose, to dwell with a man or a bear, and they all chose the bear. Around that same time, Joe, the Lord had a woman mauled by a bear. Got her ass ate the fuck up, man.
Not what?
You know, but the Lord do that, man. He be showing, like, look, this is the judge. This is what you chose, right?
There'll be more of that too.
You know, so that self-destructive path that they're chosen, man, the fruit of that is going to start to show forth itself, man. You know,
it's gonna
and we're seeing the groundwork or the beginnings of it now with them crying all on the internet. You know, because of society breaking down, and like it says in Isaiah 32, man, the vintage shall fail.
Yep.
You know, and that's what's coming.
Where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been walking outside of the chariot.
Yeah.
You know, the all governance and direction came from YAHAWASHI when Moses was operating. You know, that chariot come over, boom, over. Everybody come out, they bow down, wait for Moses to come out. They got direction every day from YAHAWASHI. These people don't, they want to do their own thing and say, I'm still with you though, Lord. And then you want to rot and decay where you're at, and then they expect the Lord to come and save them. No, you going to get what you deserve, and on the other side, you're going to come into the structure. You know, but you can't have your cake and eat it too, man. And this is the stand structurally sound on this side is proven to YAHAWASHI how bad we want it. You know, at the end of the day. Because it's options and it's fucking pressure. You know, to work in certain societies. You know, to be to a certain level. To fight to remain in order in the land of disorder. What it says in Job, man, where the light is as darkness, where there isn't any order, you know.
No structure.
So that's the true battle. That's the true fight, man. Fighting to stay in order in a place where it promotes disorder
Confusion.
and chaos and confusion everywhere, man.
It shows integrity, you know. And that's the main thing Jake be wanting out of people. And the world is just doing whole shit. They're a bunch of FELTs, you know. That moment you have to look Leonidas in the eye, you're like,
oh yeah,
like that's what y'all all
and he was given a role though. Yeah, and that's what pissed me off about that movie, man. You know, because he was given a role like, nigga, no, you couldn't fight the shield wall, nigga.
But you can do this.
You couldn't lift your shield, bro. Your shield protects the man next to you.
Right.
You don't understand how we fight? Yeah, you got a sharp ass thrust, nigga. You could stab the fuck out of nigga. But if somebody attacking, nigga, you can't defend. Yeah. You cannot defend, so we can't use you on the battlefield, my nigga. You want to help, you want to be a part of this, take your ass out there, help the wounded. Clean the wounds and get water to those that need it, man. That's a very vital, important, you know, in position in a part of that, man. Yeah. You know?
Very vital.
But that nigga threw down his shield.
Crying and shit, cursing the army, cursing his
Went showed them the way, went and sold out to Xerxes, man.
So total whole shit. So you wasn't a part of the plan, which was to win this battle. You was trying to be the main character, and that's 2/3. They want to be the main character in the movie. That's why Nate don't want to acknowledge YAHAWASHI, because he want to be the main character.
Well, a lot of these guys,
you know,
they don't acknowledge our elders.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or their elders.
Our elders.
Yeah. You know?
Which they're a part of that. They're a part of that structure. You know, it's YAHAWASHI, and then the apostles. You know, the prophets. You know,
everybody's a brick. Everybody's a brick.
Exactly. And they're uncomfortable with their position, just like Esau. Esau says that like Haman, he was second. He pretty much he was never comfortable with the position that was given to him. There's a scripture along those lines. He's not satisfied with his portion. You know, something along those lines.
It's in Sirach.
Yeah.
An envious man is not satisfied with his portion.
Man, and they want to keep on, like they say, it's not too many chiefs and not enough Indians. They don't want to play their role.
And the structure makes you say that, okay, damn, I want more limelight. But structure says, don't do that.
Yeah.
I can't boast not. I can't cheat nobody. I gotta work with what I got.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you looking at people getting more and doing more. You only can eat beef and this and this and that. And then you seeing people eating big plates of pork. You're like, oh shit. You know, people enjoying themselves. I can make extra money at night. You know what I'm saying? And they're breaking the rules. And you're like, oh, they're doing good. But you don't see the end result. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yep. Going back.
Say, old boy who broke order in the Maccabees, and he got smashed by the elephant. Oh, yeah. Trying to get him a name. Like, just play your part. He told you to fall back, so fall back. But you wanted to break order, break rank, go ahead and do your thing, and you got what you deserved.
Yep. And in all reality, the great legendary people, the main characters in movies, are the people who do for others, not for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? King David was a man after not his own heart, but the Lord's own heart.
Yeah.
Okay? Solomon asked, how should I serve the people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Jake want to be the main character, but the greatest men, I don't do my own will, I do the will of the Father. Right? The greatest men that you read about and hear about are doing things for other people. Not, I done took care of all my baby. I put them all through school. They be like, okay, you know, like what you want me to say for that? It ain't, you know.
Yep. Jeremiah 8:5 in the NLT, it says, then why do these people stay on their self-destructive path? Why do the people of Jerusalem...
Self-will, you know, greedy upon meats, insatiable, no fucking discipline.
Main character syndrome.
Yeah.
I think Iwana brought that out a while back. It's an anime term. It's an anime term, Joe. Like when you're not the fucking main character.
NPC.
You know what I'm saying? He had made the statement, Joe. That's where I learned it from. I learned it from Brother Iwana.
A lot of Jakes is NPCs trying to be main characters.
Right.
That's that old boy of the longest yard. Why can I be quarterback?
Right. And then you see why when the nigga can't fucking throw.
Can't throw that bit 5 yards.
Yeah.
That's why.
Blaming it on some
Right.
Quarterback is the main. That's the main
That's the
position.
most important.
Yeah,
That's the most important position
the
in
whole
football.
team fucking is dependent on this quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
You're not ready for that position.
Women have fell for that bag
Yeah.
tremendously.
This bitch want to be quarterback.
She want to be quarterback. She was a quarterback. And it's,
All types of interceptions.
It's 0 to 56. 2 minutes left in the fourth. And you talking about where y'all was at. Nigga, you kicked us off the team. You
Right.
made us hold the
Right.
water bottles and shit. Well, you
Right.
should have put you seen us lose, you should have put some pads on. It's
Yeah.
like, no. You reap what you sow. Like,
Right.
you know, that's what happened. Women liberation, which was funded through these Amalekites, man. Just like Black Lives Matter, funded through Amalekites. And that's what they do. They fund it.
Mm-hmm.
NCAA funded through Amalekites, man. They're funded. They'll provide you with the assets, like the NCAA. They'll provide them with lawyers, provide them with this, provide them with that, and then they'll go and set up this idea, and then they'll go and do a sit-in. That's what the Rosa Parks, that was set up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You sit here, we got the lawyers already set up, and Jake thinking they can just walk around, I know my rights. Just get punched to the head. You got no damn lawyer. Like, all this shit is set up by the elites. They're funding it. You know what I'm saying? Jake don't realize it really take money to do all it. It takes power to do all this shit. You can't just hop up and try to set things right. You gotta either have power like he has, or you gotta have power like the Most High. And that's the only, you know, we can't go and get his. Esau has all the resources.
Right.
The scriptures tell you to strive not with a man that's mightier than thee. You know? And our people fell for the trick bag. And ultimately trying to strive against the Most High, which is the most mighty. You're trying to circumvent his order and follow Esau's structure. You know, it's a fucking quagmire of bullshit going on. But we go ahead.
It says, why do the people of Jerusalem refuse to turn back?
Yeah, repent.
Yep.
You know, acknowledge your faults. What is you repenting from? Evil ways to good ways. How do you find that out? Through structure. There's no way you can see what's fucking black or white if it ain't separated.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's where we come in. It says that the priests are set up to teach you the difference between
discern.
clean, to discern the difference between the clean and the unclean, the holy and the profane.
Okay.
That's our role is so important. Going back into the Isaiah 58, we're the repairers of the breach. We're the restorers of paths to dwell in the good way.
Well, verse 1 in Isaiah 58. Cry aloud, spare not.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins.
And that's what the angel told Esdras going back to that 2nd Esdras 14. Reprove thy people, man. You know, so this is everything being put back into its proper order.
Yeah.
You know?
All scripture is given by inspiration of the Father, Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, and instruction in righteousness. Instruction, in structure. We're putting in structure back in to our people. Them gates that was broken, we're rebuilding those gates. Them walls that was destructured, we're refortifying the city, man. This is very powerful that we're doing, and soon, all right, the world is going to see it. The world is going to acknowledge this work that Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has allowed us to participate in, because this is the welfare of the city. The welfare of the world depends on this word that the Lord has us pushing, man. Otherwise, no flesh should be saved. Let Esau keep doing what he's doing, and these niggas following. Oh, no flesh would be saved. But we're the only ones speaking against all of it. We're speaking against all of it. You got some people that speak against the food or the medical industry. We're speaking against that. All right, you got some people that are just speaking against the women and how they've been indoctrinated. We're speaking against that as well. And we'll go straight to the top. The people that we're speaking against, who these niggas is scared to speak against, which the one that the ish people. We speaking directly against you niggas. It said, "Set thy face against Mount Seir."
Yeah, they like a nigga in whatever facet that they're in can't walk up to us and join league with us because they end up getting cursed out too.
Right. We against you too.
Yeah,
man.
fuck them hoes. Yeah, fuck that bitch ain't shit, man. Yeah, man. Allah, man. Fuck Allah too.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, bro. I thought it was on TV. It's like, no. Yeah, somebody, you're the God of the Bible. Yeah, fuck white Jesus too. They're like, damn, bro, who is you with? You know, we with truth.
Hey, so
you know,
righteous man stand in great boldness.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But could I read? I wanted to read that what you had earlier, man. Ezekiel 44:23. It says, "And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to what? Discern between the unclean and the clean." And that's what we're set out to do. And it is what it is. We're gonna say it's wrong, and like the scriptures say, whether you hear for if you listen, it'll be to your benefit. If you don't listen, it'll be to your destruction. We're just here to tell it what it is. Yeah, it says this is what's gonna happen, or this is what's supposed to happen. Okay, I can't tell you nothing else from there. If you don't like it, then the fuck you want me to do?
Right.
You know, if you love it, it's great, man. Show me what you like about it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, this is Jeremiah 8:6. I'm going to read in the KJV again, in the NLT. It says, "I hearkened and heard, but they spake not aright. No man repented him of his wickedness, saying, What have I done? Every one turned to his course, as the bull rusheth into battle." Or Slaki, the horse. It's Slaki, yeah. As the horse rusheth into battle.
Without fear.
Yeah.
You know, so these niggas do what they do and move how they move without fear, man. It talks about in Sirach, a man that have done without counsel, and though he did it with, and he wasn't daunted with fear. Roughly paraphrasing it, because when you read about the characteristic of a war horse in the book of Job, it talks about how it's not afraid of the rattling spear, it ain't afraid of the noise or seeing blood, and it just rushes right into battle. Well, the Lord said these people run after their ways like a horse that running into battle, man.
Yep. Damn.
Not with no fear, man.
With no thought of death. That horse is not going into that battle with a thought of death, and that's these niggas. They don't. It says that though a sinner do wickedness 100 times, they're pretty good.
It's fully set them to do evil.
They're fully set to do evil. Like no judgment is going. Like the Lord's not going to do good or evil. Like the Lord's not going to judge their ass for the wickedness, man, that they've been doing. Yep.
So like I must need, because I got it. Jeremiah 2:34. It says, Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. I have found it. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these, yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned.
Right.
You know
that plead is judge.
Yeah.
So I'm a judge because why? You doing all this wickedness. The Lord said I didn't find it by secret search. In today's time, it's all on the internet.
Yeah.
It's all on the internet.
Shaking your ass.
And look at your conduct and how you live your life, and yet you saying you ain't sin. You ain't in no sin. You ain't did nothing wrong.
You got an email account attached to your wickedness. You got a password. This is not off an impost, nigga. You know, so you can't just say, you know, like you had to log in.
Yeah.
You had to press record. You had to upload it. You know, like there ain't no secret search about how Jake is wilding out here. You got prophets telling you we're in the algorithm. All right, we got to be in the algorithm heavy to if vocab got to go to NFL teams. Yeah. And talk shit when you got to meet up with Sinetta and what's that nigga Shaka?
Yeah, Shaka.
You got to meet up with them like the Power Rangers, like Rita and shit. You know. We gotta be doing something. We catching some ears, right? So you're not without excuse, man. You know the scriptures say many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Niggas can play stupid all they want. You know about Israelites. It's just that you haven't taken the time because you don't care, and that's on you. That's on you. The Lord's will is moving.
That's right. finishing on this Jeremiah 8 and 6 in the NLT, it says, I listen to their conversations and don't hear a word of truth. Man, that's why it says the conversation of fools is irksome.
Yeah. And it's all on the internet.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
No truth in them.
Look at the threads, the conversations, the things that they got to say.
Right,
you know?
right. Well, the elder Ariella and the elder Monatazakba, they've been doing, they did a couple videos on how adultery is widely accepted, and they showed clips of this one woman. She's in it's a whole group, it's like a panel, and then there's a whole audience, and the mic gets handed to her, this lady in the audience, and she's like, okay, my question today is, I've been married for 15 years, and I have, my husband just caught me in a side relationship. So my question is, how can I convince my husband to keep this side relationship? Yeah. And then there's one bitch on the panel. She's like, "Hold up, how did he figure that out? Did he go through your phone? Because that's a breach of privacy." So she's an adulterous bitch. But the elders was going in on how adultery is why. This is the conversation that they're having. The niggas is laughing. The bitches in the crowd is smiling. One bitch on the panel was, advocating for this shit and making light of it, joking about adultery, which is punishable unto death. This shit is irksome to hear these people talk. It said that he's vexed. Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked every day. He's vexed with with how these people live, how these people speak, and how these people think.
Can I get this precept for you?
Yep.
This is Sirach 27:13 when you just quoted. It says the discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin.
Mm-hmm. Wantonness goes back to undisciplined, which is no structure. All right, and it's all in sin. It's breaking the law. You're breaking the rules, man. You breaking all the rules. Right. When you break the rules, you get disqualified, nigga. You're out there. You niggas is finna lose. It's time for niggas to start losing. That's the times that we living in.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna finish on this NLT just so I'm done with it. Okay. And I'm gonna give it to you. This Jeremiah 8 and 6. It says, "I listen to their conversations and don't hear a word of truth. Is anyone sorry for doing wrong?"
Right. Ain't it a precept where it says that they're valiant for lies, but none is valiant for the truth on the earth?
Wow.
Right. Go ahead.
To do evil,
but to do good, they have no knowledge. Does anyone say, "What a terrible thing I have done"? No. All are running down the path of sin as swiftly as a horse galloping into battle. And it says that the wages of sin is death. And they're swiftly
running to death.
Galloping like a horse to death.
Yeah. Well, that's the consequence of battle. That there is a possibility.
Yeah.
you could meet your death, man.
Damn, that's heavy.
Yeah. They follow the way of the samurai into sin, nigga. It's to the death. They're going in there and they're not coming back. That to be a feminist, you ain't coming back. To cut your members, you on that horse.
Bug out.
To go to that hospital or to the CVS or Walgreens and take that Jabberwocky, that MOTB, they gonna gallop, man. They already galloping. It's just that's the finish line. You know what I'm saying? They took that Jaguar. They charging to work. They watch news. Same mindset. Oh, they think a certain specific way, man. They don't look at the news the same as prophets. They don't look at the world events the same as prophets because they're galloping in the wrong direction. You're doing that charging, but your ass is piling upstream.
Go ahead, just real quick. You finish it out? That's done? All right, you got it, bro. You go ahead with yours.
This is Matthew 24:37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. As for in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took some of them all away." And took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So, we in the last days, and people, they don't care about what the Lord actually wants. They got too much going on, in the clubs, being a bad bitch, doing whatever it is pleasing them. But, they don't care what the Lord requires.
Yeah. They choose their own ways, like a horse going into battle, man.
Yeah.
You know. But that, yeah.
It says that there's ways that seem right unto the man, but the end thereof is the way of death.
That's it really shines a light, man. Understanding what we understand truly shines a light on what we're a part of, man. And it brings true appreciation, man. You know, and thankfulness, you know, to be able to know what we know and to understand what we're able to understand, man. You know, because the Lord, He gave us an opportunity to receive salvation. Everybody else is guaranteed destruction. You know, ours ain't. You know, we got a possibility of life ahead of us, man.
A high possibility.
Everybody else that's outside of this way, man, they it's guaranteed death, man. You know, but you.
I got a precept. Point is in 23. I'm gonna read 21. Matthew 6:21 says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." And that's what we're arguing, because Jake wanted to take the Bible, but they don't want to live by it. Your eye's not single. You're not fully invested into this gospel. If you were, you won't deviate from it. You won't be compromised, because Satan is always going to try to compromise, get you to compromise. Point verse, "But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness." And this is one of the points I like to make a lot. "If therefore thy light, the light that is in thee, be darkness, how great is that darkness?" And the point is that Jake, their light is darkness. They think that being a black culture in itself, they think that more nigga you are, I'm going to take your nigga card, that's darkness. And it's like, I ain't going to snitch, I ain't going to do this. And how great is that darkness to where this culture has got you structurally out of order? You're asphyxiated. You won't even come over here if it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Because of I'm a real nigga. I never read the Bible out in public. It's like little simple shit like that.
That's actually powerful as fuck. We go out there. You did the video. I testify my Savior openly. It's the Spirit, because that same day I did a video and I mentioned that scripture. Like, we going out there and we read. We say, "I will set them in order before thine eyes. Thy eyes shall see thy teacher. They shall say, this is the way. Walk ye in it."
Yeah.
Not only are we telling you, showing you the way, we also cleaning the way up. Like, look, all these little stones and stuff, little block, we cleaning it all up and showing you the way of salvation. Here, go on ahead and walk through. That's the highest form of love.
Putting you on game.
Right.
But you see it as hate. Why you nigga hating on me? I can't. Grow the hell up. All right. Look at what's your goal here? All right. If you say you want salvation, once we start saying what we're saying, if it ain't meeting up with salvation, then piss us off. But if it goes in league with it, then you gotta respect it. And 10 times out of 10, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't take that Jabberwocky. Don't do this. Is that in league with the chip? I mean, I'm trying to monitor my spit. Just came out with it. You know what I'm saying? Is that in league with the prophecies of YAHAWASHI? Of course. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all mad about that? You know? Why y'all mad about order within the household? Why y'all mad about, we saying to not serve Rome and call upon a name that the Lord gave us? Why are you mad at that, man? You know, if you're going according to the will of the Heavenly Father. That's why I say them niggas are easy to identify. You know? Anybody that's trying to be a wolf in sheep's clothing and being out of order.
Well, it's the Luke. You know, it talks about how YAHAWASHI, he was speaking to, I think it was the priest, if I'm not mistaken, the priest Simon, the old man. I believe he made the statement, and he told Joseph and Mary that this child, being our Lord YAHAWASHI, will be for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and a sign that shall be spoken against. You know, and it goes into how the hearts of many being revealed, man. So what this knowledge does, according to Hebrews 4:12, you know, it is quick, powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, and it is the discerner of thoughts and the intents of the heart. So when this word get brought out, man, it truly brings out what's your intention and what's in that individual. This word, that's what this word does. So when they're presented with the truth, when we all actually was presented with the truth, what was in us was brought forth, whether we were obedient in the Lord through faith, or whether we got emotional and scoffed at certain things that was presented. You know,
it was a manifestation of a yes or no in spirit, like who you really are. The Bible determines that. Is you a good or a bad person? You know?
Yep.
There's a standard.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die."
Yep.
You know, and I'm reminded of something you mentioned earlier when you was like, these people that's doing their own thing that's going against the Most High's commandment, they're going to start losing, because we're going to see in these last days the people that are trying to follow, you know, not trying, but following the righteousness of Yahweh Bahasham YAHAWASHI and the commandments that he's put out, they're going to be protected in these times. They're going to prosper in these times and be fed and be, you know, have a hedge. Why? Because those that keep it shall come to life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And not only prophetically, it's just happening on the normal.
Yep.
You don't walk around with the head uncovered, tight clothes, you get raped.
Yep.
That's causing there's right and instantaneous cause and effect. There's acute, there's long term. You know what I'm saying? And there's prophetic. There's unattached ones. You sin, you could be committing adultery and then get cancer. You know what I'm saying? There's judgments that happen like that. At the end of the day, bad shit happen when you don't keep the Lord's will, man, and don't keep the laws.
Yeah, and like you said, it's black culture, man. Black meaning avoid the light. They don't have the light. You know what I'm saying? But the true man of the Lord is showing you the light, but you rather stay in darkness. You know.
Yeah. They scatter like it's roaches.
Yeah.
You know, you hit the light, roaches run, man.
Yeah.
But they profess, they the niggas, yeah, I fuck with it, I fuck with y'all, never show up. That's
Never show up. Y'all niggas just don't say shit no more. But niggas used to say that every week. Like,
yeah, no, them niggas, them same niggas is the niggas that be hitting the horn riding past. You know, man, I'm gonna catch y'all. Nigga just hit the horn.
I seen y'all out there doing y'all thing. What y'all be going over? Oh, that's deep. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up on y'all.
So rightly are they named black? You know, rightly is 2/3 of our people named black, or the wicked of our people is named black, because they're in darkness. It says all Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it. The rest was blinded. What did they obtain? They obtained that light. It said that he brought us out of darkness, or out of blackness, into his marvelous light. Going back into this Baruch that you're reading, we're illuminated through the word. You know, and illuminated means to be enlightened, to have that light. So rightly, you know, in a sense, rightly are they named black, not based off of their skin color, but off of their mind. You put black before anything, and it's negative. Black plague, goddamn black hole. So black people, this is negative. Look how these niggas live. It's negative. All right, there's nothing positive about how you black culture. What's positive about black culture? Killing each other, committing adultery, food that causes diabetes and cancer and all these other different, you know, there's nothing positive about how black people call themselves living, man. I meant to do this, and I did this because I was counting. But you got it out.
In verse 2 it says, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated." And like you was mentioning, the illumination, like it's through the wisdom. It's through the wisdom that the Lord gives us. Like the scriptures say, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. There's lack of knowledge of Yahweh Bahasham YAHAWASHI and the ways that he has given us. Is lack of knowledge of the book of the commandments of the Most High. You know, and that's what's leading our people.
I just want to say, because I got always pick a pit stop that says also the will. Because there's a law that says when you get a baby or get married, you take a year off. You can't take a year off in this truth. So the will is like the forefront, because IUIC like to play that manipulative game and says all off the law. You know what I'm saying? It's off the will. The YAHAWASHI comes before the law. He is the law, and the whole argument in the New Testament was about that. And then even he said with the ox and even in the so-called new concept really is not a new concept, because all this was happening then, the mercy and all that, and you know, understanding certain judgments on laws. It just became a forefront, and then when the Gentiles came back in, because really you just had to deal with it on the nose front, you know. But ultimately we have to walk in the light. We have to walk in the will of the Heavenly Father. And the will is going to be associated with the law, but he might tell you to go this way, and there's no law to tell you to do that. And then niggas, the law. that goes out in the winter. They don't tell you to go out in the winter. You know what I'm saying? And in the spirit to be telling you, just like the prophets prophesying against Babylon. And there's no law like to say whether you should do something, Jeremiah, or not. It's really off of how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't walking in the light of the Lord, you're going to be, and you walking in what Zedekiah and them, they was doing what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? They had stocks of false prophets, you know, and they listened to who they wanted and did what they wanted, man. You know, so the will of the Heavenly Father, it has to, you got to walk in that light. And now I just want to say this last thing is that, because I dealing with Moses again, when we was in the wilderness, there was a process, man. We didn't just wake up in the morning, oh, where we going? No, we had that. Jake would bow, waited for Moses to come out. The chariot was over the tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? And he got direction from YAHAWASHI. Moses came out and said, okay, we're going to travel. We're going to sit here for such days. Then they turn around, okay, we're going to just sit here for a day. We're going to move. We're going to stop. We're going to go. There's no law for that. And Nate and them trying to say to be righteous to do that. How the hell you going to follow the Lord without a law like that? You got to follow the chariot and walk in the light. And that's what we're doing right now. You got, and that's the Holy Spirit. You got to walk in that light. They don't know how to walk in the light. They don't know how to adjust to when this 2020 happened. They don't know how to adjust to this AI and all this. And now shit started because they're not walking in the light. They've been sticking to the laws. There ain't nothing wrong with the laws. But YAHAWASHI made us perfect, man. The laws just, it's our identifier on what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we're not saying not to keep the laws. We're saying keep it to your best abilities. But for your best ability, everything within you, you should be trying to get this salvation, man.
YAHAWASHI is teaching us discernment and wisdom when it comes to the laws, man. You know, because the law says you're supposed to stone them more. So if it's all about the law, why ain't they out here stoning?
You sinning. You full of sin.
They should be out here stoning then. Why don't they execute that? You see what I'm saying? Then they'll try, well, the Lord says render to cease, so you got to be that's the point. That's what the brother is saying. This is what the law says, but you're not executing that. So what's stopping you from executing that? So if you ask one of them law guys, well, what's stopping you from putting them to death?
Yeah.
They gonna say, well, there's laws in the society. What law tells you to follow the laws of society?
The scriptures.
The spirit of YAHAWASHI told us that, but that's not a law. They can't go to Deuteronomy or Exodus. You see what I'm saying?
Moses' first 5 books.
There's no law to say David should have played crazy in front of the Philistines.
Right.
You're supposed to, the spirit will guide you on how to move and be right.
And that's if you in the spirit then. Going, because the spirit had me quote, can we pull Amos 9? Was you know what you was reading, brother? Can we pull Amos 9:11, Baba Kasha?
This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
That it lines up with what we read in Daniel, the 2nd chapter. How the Lord is establishing or setting up his kingdom. You know, us being put in order in front of their eyes, right? Go ahead.
It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
And that's the key point we want to get right there, because the breaches are being closed. A breach is what? A rent or
crack.
A weak part in a defense or in a wall. These things are being sold up now. So if you're on the outside of that, you're going to be fucked, man. I just call it what it is. So we're hoping to be on the end, within these walls. And in order to be within the wall,
you have to be constructive.
Constructive.
You got to be with this order. You got to be with the construction. The Lord said that we're his husbandry. We're his building. So we got to be a part of the building. And I'm holding a couple precepts just to further elaborate, you know, what the Spirit is telling us. Yep, go ahead.
It says, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
So that structure that was there of old is coming back, man.
Yeah.
You see?
It's not obsolete. Wow. It's not played out. All right? It's going to come back. And like Zerubbabel, when they said it was built like a citadel, man. You know, he ain't just built the wall, he reassured it. You know?
Yep. And if you're outside of that, what it says in Revelation 11, it says, measure the temple and them that worship therein. But it says that those that are outside leave it, measure it not, because it's left out unto the Gentiles to be trampled. I'm roughly paraphrasing that, man.
Profane.
So that it's profane, exactly. So that shows you whoever is outside the temple, you're liable of judgment. Those that are within the temple, those that were within that protection, they're going to get that mercy, man. You know.
Possession.
Exactly. Yep.
And the Lord showed, look, you don't want to be with the order, you can get cast out of the camp. You know, like with Miriam, turn her as leprous. That was a sign of her sin. Like, that's going off. You going outside of the rules. Casted her out from the camp. Like, now you outside of the gates. And like the brother said, man, them wild animals and all type of different.
Why was she cast out?
Because she was outside of order.
Yeah, she was out of the order, but the Lord put that plague on her.
Yeah, that leprosy.
So it made her what? Unclean.
Yeah, unclean.
You know, and that's why I'm holding. That's why I'm, you know, I'm holding this. You know,
the two lepers that was they had the famine going, and they was like, damn, we die in a famine, because they was outside the city, so they really was in a fucking quagmire. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like the walls. So they say we gonna die and go in the city and die by famine. We can't go in the city, so we just gonna go to the Assyrians and just let them kill us or feed us either too. You know, so they was outside the walls, pretty much being vulnerable to be trampled by anything. You know, literally, you outside that city, you can't, you know, just go and get you a glass of milk or go and just relieve whatever problem you have. You kind of got to figure that shit out, man, because there's a system. You know, and this Bible is a system. There's a structure. And once you start being a vigilante and doing your own thing, now you got to figure it out on your own. Right. Yeah. And now Satan out there, too, whooping ass.
Yeah.
Undefeated. You know? Undefeated. Ain't beatable.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't got the tools to beat them. They don't got that armor to beat them, man.
Yeah. Satan out there like Tank.
Nigga
wearing a purse, painted nails, but knocking a nigga head off.
You got a purse, got the homies over, got that whole get up on, and you in pitch blackness. This nigga got night vision goggles, and you doing your thing. Yeah, it's working, but Tank's out there. That nigga out there somewhere, and he gonna lay your ass out any day now.
Shit.
You talking about I can still see that light? I can make it back. Yeah, let me just keep, like Kanye said, let me fuck around a little bit, then I go to God. It ain't gonna work like that. The Lord watching this whole time, man. Jake think they could just do what they want, and when they feel like it, they can go to the Lord. They listen to the prophets. You know, they know we right, but some of them think I can keep this and I'm gonna do that, and something, well, I feel y'all. I'm gonna come when I get around to it, and it's gonna be a sudden destruction.
Where's the Ecclesiastes 12? Says,
the Creator
in the days of thy youth, before the evil days come nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in it. So when they're not going to have pleasure, they ain't going to have the choice to go out and fulfill their lust, and so then they going to be like, well, nah, I can turn to God.
Because them fish is going to be hunters.
That's weak as hell. When
you
there's
know?
Nothing else to do.
Well, that's Proverbs. It says in their calamity, they shall seek me early. So, you know, that's Jake. Yeah. When Jake get put in that jam to where he knows that he can't do what the fuck he wants to do, then he want to turn to God, man. Right. You know?
I'll read this in the NLT and pass it to you.
Day to day.
Yes.
Yep.
Amos 9:11 in the NLT, it says, in that day I will restore the fallen house of David. I will repair its damaged walls. From the ruins I will rebuild it and restore its former glory.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the Lord doing right now, man. That spiritual temple is being built up, so there's nothing that this devil can do to stop it. You know what I'm saying? But this is of the Lord, and anything you do, it won't come to naught. You know?
Mm-hmm. This is 1 Maccabees 4, and I'm going to start at 37. It says, upon all this, the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profane, and the gates burnt up, and shrubs growing in the courts, as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down. So they seen what? The temple and the whole city of Jerusalem in disorder. Right now, just applying it in the spirit. This is how we look. You know, look at Jake as a whole, man. You know, they look like a temple that ain't been kept. You know, it's profane. The goddamn weeds and rushes growing everywhere, man. You know, this is how Jake looked, man. You know, until what? Until the Spirit hopped on Judas Maccabees to go and do what we're about to read. And this is what the Lord is doing by putting the Holy Spirit, starting with Elder Abba Bivens, you know, to, you know, King Masha, High Priest Ariel, High Priest Yanquab, and then to our apostles.
Yeah.
You know, and then on down to us, man, in order to what? To clean up this sanctuary.
It says, sanctify them through thy truth.
Thy word is
true.
true. Exactly.
So this truth is renewing the temple of the Lord. That's heavy.
Verse 39. It says, they rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried towards heaven. Ain't that what we doing? We're turning to the Lord, we're weeping, fasting, and prayer.
Yeah.
We're sounding the alarm, the trumpet of alarm, right?
Yeah, we're renting our heart, not
And
our
not our
garments.
garments.
That's deeper than the clothes.
It says, verse 41, then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law. He didn't pick any random priests, man. You know, just like it talked about those men that the apostles set up for the tables.
Yeah.
You know, Stephen being one of them.
Yeah.
You know, it says search out men of
Good reputation.
Good reputation. I think it's I'm roughly paraphrasing it. Blameless reputation or something like
Good
that.
report.
You know, a good report. Yep. It says, so he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleanse the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place. And that's what I want to speak on. Because those unclean stones, man, they had to be removed. They had to be taken out. And according to Peter, if a brother want to hold that Peter on deck for me about lively stones, this is verse 44. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down, and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. This is the point, verse 47. Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former. Right? So those whole stones was brought in what? It talks about being sound.
Yeah.
When you look at that word sound, it means to be whole or healthy. You know, so Lord's will in the Spirit, we represent those whole stones that are replacing those defiled stones, man. You know, and the Lord is sanctifying his sanctuary again. It says, verse 48, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and hollowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels. And into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offering and of incense and the table. And upon the altar they burnt incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make. So what was they doing? They were setting everything back in its proper order, man. And this is what's done. This is what's being done in these last days. You know, the Lord is setting his holy temple back in order, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got it.
And finishing that work, man. You know, like the Lord said, it is finished. You know, finishing our course, he said the crown is laid up for us, man. So ain't no stop. It said they'll give them no rest, give him no rest, give the Lord no rest until he set Jerusalem as a praise in the earth, till the work is finished.
And when the heathen saw that was taking place, what how did they feel about it? I'm gonna jump down. This is 1 Maccabees 5:1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed, right, refreshed, you know, it says that's this new song. When you go into that word new, is refreshed, man, right? So we're being renewed. It says, and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. And that's what these heathens start to look at vocab. You know, they highly displeased with us coming, this cleansing project that's taking place, man.
Yeah, that's what Ham and Esau getting together against the Israelites with the
You talking the black, them Jakes is Jakes, but
you
know,
but they but they in that spirit of Ham, you know what I'm saying? But
and I want to line this up too, because this is what the men of the Lord did in their different times, man. You know, when there was disorder, you know, in Jerusalem, or there was defilement or disorder going on within the Lord's holy temple, the men of the Lord corrected those things. This is the book of Nehemiah 13, and I'll start at 6. It says, "But in all this time was I not at Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon, came I unto the king, and after certain days obtained I leave of the king. And I came to Jerusalem and understood of the evil that Eliashib did for Tobiah in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of the Most High." So you had a whole heathen that was, that was in the Lord's holy place, where the scriptures talk about, a heathen shall not enter into it. But you had an Israelite that allowed him to have a whole room, in the courts, man. You see? So Nehemiah came there and seen something that was out of order, man. It says, "And it grieved me sore, therefore I cast forth all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers, and thither brought I again the vessels of the house of the Most High, with the meat offering and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given them, for the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled every one to his field. Then contended I with the rulers, and said, Why is the house of the Most High forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place," going back to the kingdom being set up or being established all over again. So this is what the Holy Spirit is upon the men of the Lord in order to do, is to put everything back into its proper order. It says, verse 12, "Then brought I all Judah the tithe of the corn, and the new wine, and the oil unto the treasuries. And I made treasurers over the treasuries, Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites Pedadiah, and next to them was Hanan, the son of Zaccur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were counted faithful." And that's the spirit, is why we keep seeing examples of these men not just getting any old random dude, but they getting men who were faithful, men who were loyal in order to help them execute the Lord's plan, man. Yeah, choice men, exactly. It says, "For they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute unto their brethren. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my power and for the offices thereof." And this is the same spirit that we coming in, man. Because the Lord has put us in particular offices. The brother quoted that Ephesians 4. He gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers. Those are all different offices, a part of the body of the Lord, man. We all got a function or a purpose that we supposed to, with the help of this cleaning project, man, for lack of a better word.
We catch us over thousands and hundreds and fifties and tens.
Yeah, everything in its proper order. It's Ephesians 2:19. It says, "Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, YAHAWASHI himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth into a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit," man. So we're that temple that's being renewed, that's being cleansed, man. And those whole stones is being put into its proper place, within the Lord's building. Did he have you hold the Peter?
This is 1 Peter 2:5. It says, "Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood."
So we are those lively stones, those whole stones that are being put in place in order to renew. Go ahead.
"To offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High Power Yahawah by YAHAWASHI Mashiach."
So this spiritual temple, man. It's setting things. Everything is being put in its proper order. And going back to that Amos, it talks about the like we read about the breaches being sold up, man. So if the house of David or the house of Israel is being reestablished in this earth, then our job, according to Jeremiah I quoted earlier, is to pull out, to root out, man. And there's a precept in the book of Sirach where it says, if one pulls down and another builds up, what have they but to labor? So that's all.
It's a process.
It's labor time right now, man. It's labor time because we're doing both. We're pulling down the strongholds and the madness that was, rooted in our people for hundreds of years, man.
And that's like taking a sledgehammer to your wall that has so much memories to it. And that's what Jake don't want to let go. They don't want to let go of feminism. They don't want to let go of, gang banging and all that shit. They don't want to lay that hammer. So maybe we could just put some on top. No. That's what Sakari's them trying to do. They're trying to put an overlay. They trying to keep the Hoover gang and all that. And then, no, bro. You got to tear that wall down, man.
Yeah, and we here to tell you, you niggas with that mentality, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
You know? Because we here for those who are hawking the who, man, this is what's going to be better for the structure and for the betterment. Fuck the memories, man.
Of where we got to go. We got to get the fuck out of here. And what y'all doing is not conducive to it.
And those memories is memory, what they call that, trauma, memories of trauma. These niggas want to hold on to memories of trauma, man. And it's like, nah, the Lord is building better and greater things for us, man. Look what's prepared for us. The Lord said sorrow shall be passed away. There shall be no more crying, man. In the book of Psalms, it says, then was our mouth full of laughter. You see, that's what we're looking forward to, man. We're waiting for this sorrow and hell and all this disorder to be put away, man.
Yeah.
And to all the
tears being wiped away.
That's it. And to all those that's with that, man, that's who we with.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be within that structure, man. Under the protection and governance and guidance of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. And everybody that's left outside, man, to hell with you niggas, man. That's what we here to tell you. See, Sakari and the rest of these camps, no, we can't curse our brothers and we gotta get it all. Fuck them niggas, man, and fuck you niggas too, man.
And they do that because they need numbers. It's all about themselves and self-pleasing, because at the end of the day, if you're about YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, there'll be a lot of more people getting dogged out, just like Solomon dogged these women out. Putting up our black women. Like, nah, bro, like, I see food stamps and headaches when I look at that. I'm looking at who give me the most headache out of them. I don't think I'm like, she look like she'll give me hell, man. Like, that's, like, let's stop playing games here. But Jake is in there for that financial gain, man, and they're hiding behind the gospel. They know enough to hide, and when we call them out, you niggas can't tell the difference. We just sound like haters, because y'all really ain't into this gospel how y'all supposed to be,
Anybody have something?
Yeah, I finished all that I had.
I'll get one real. You have one up? All right. Come, this is Hebrews 11 and 10. It says, "For he looketh for a city which have foundations, whose builder and maker is Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI." So just like Abraham was seeking after that everlasting kingdom, that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're seeking the kingdom that the Lord has promised unto us, man, because we know this is all temporary. This shit has to come to an end for us to be able to enjoy an everlasting righteous kingdom. So this is what the Lord is building, man.
Yeah.
So it can't nobody stop it. Esau can't stop it, can't prolong it, can't none of that, man.
Yeah, and how are we seeking them? Jump to 4 and 11 for me, Baba Kashaw.
Hebrews 4 and 11.
Yeah, this is how we seeking the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, "Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest."
You see? Because the precepts we read is how the Lord is already building it here now. He said, "In the days of these kings will I set up a kingdom." So in order to seek the kingdom to come, we got to be a partaker of that setup that's happening already, man.
Yeah. Building.
So that's the labor. It says, "Therefore, labor to enter into that rest."
Right.
Go ahead.
"Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief."
So if your hands ain't in the dirt, as they say, your boots on the ground, if you're not participating in the help of this restructuring, then you don't believe, man.
Yep.
And like these guys that we mentioned, the Sakaris and IUICs, and the Jeremiah 23 is applied to them. They're not gathering, they're scattering. The scripture says, "Woe unto the pastors that scatter my flock." So they're not a part of this labor. They're really, if we look at hypothetical terms, they making our job harder, man.
They like the heathen when we was building the temple.
Yeah, hindering the building.
Their lesson on it, they Cuthians, man. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much, we worship the God as you do. That's the Samaritans, the heathens. And then you had Jake that just were Babylonians. They didn't even want to leave Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Because they had many possessions. Okay?
Imagine every time you went out there and grabbed a sheep, and every time, man, it's wild, right? Because I'm thinking of this I watch a lot of, different nature shows and animal shows, right? So one of them was about these squirrels. Now the squirrel know when the winter about to come, so what he go do, he go gather what he about to gather. He got a secret stash that he hide the shit in, man, for when, So I'm watching it, Joe. This one squirrel laboring like a hoe. He made him a little stash. He gathered up all kind of nuts and shit into his stash. Now it was a whole ass squirrel watching him the whole time, bro. The nigga sat back watching him the whole time, like, I'm gonna let this nigga do all the work. He let that man do all the labor, Joe. My man thought his shit was secret and straight. The damn squirrel that was watching him came and stole all his shit out of his secret thing, bro.
Some nigga shit.
It was some complete nigga shit, bro. It was bugged, and I'm watching it like, bro, I'm bugged out at this squirrel. This is the shit he owned, Joe. Like, he owned that time, bro. I'm like, bro, this
That's
is
not his
wild.
first time either. That nigga do that shit every winter.
I'm like, bro, it's wild. But just imagine, you go every time you put one in, you got a whole ass nigga that's taking one out.
They do it.
And that's like these false groups, But the beauty of it, man, bahasham YAHAWASHI said, man, the elect ain't gonna fall out of his hands, man.
That's the key factor that anybody who's missing it is missing. If you out here scattering, if you out here trying to speak to these people smooth things, this is what you're missing, is that the Lord controlled the deceived and the deceiver, and that you cannot, I repeat, you cannot get the elect. You can't. They are of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. What do you think St. John the 17th chapter was about? The Lord was talking about the elect.
Yep. Even the 10th chapter. He said, they hear my voice, a stranger will they not follow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And they can't be plucked out of his hand.
Yeah.
Can I get this? You had something, huh?
Yeah, kind of, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Because I was just going to say this one for the last.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Corruption, or the destructuring of our people, all that shit is about to pass. There shall be no more pain, no more death, no more sorrow. For the former
shit.
Yep.
The squirrel's gonna be in order. I don't go shit like that. You working hard, and then somebody take your shit.
He learned that from Esau,
Right.
That nigga kept taking
He was
his
watching Esau.
That was an Edomite squirrel.
It says, intemperance is at an end. Infidelity.
Yeah, that's lack of self-control, man.
Exactly.
You see, and that's going to be at an end. Why? Because the lack of self-control, the judgment going to be right there.
Yeah.
It ain't no longer going to be prolonged. See, in the kingdom to come, that judgment is going to come right away, man.
Get that
Let a harlot be your goddamn daughter, out there playing a hoe in Moab, man. Just popping it. No, judgment better come down, man.
Yeah.
Show the example unto those that act. Hold on. Is a who? You got a flip flopper there?
That's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, the judgment is gonna show forth itself in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's beautiful.
It ain't gonna be prolonged, and they get protected. Now you got rights that now it's a hate crime and all that bull. It ain't gonna be none of that shit, man.
In court section 8-2, Jake gonna know how to judge, and the judgment gonna be right every time. Ain't gonna be no trying to figure it out. It's gonna be like, who did it? Where they at?
Yeah.
This is what we about to do. We gotta organize what we about to do. We ain't trying to figure out what happened. We trying to figure out what we gonna do with it.
Yeah, what we gonna do with it. How you said that? Damn, that was cool.
Where y'all at? Wait, where they at? Come on, let's go down to the hall. Y'all had to wait on us to arrive, and then the judgment gonna be set. It ain't gonna be all that.
Right.
You know?
It says when the Lord's judgment is in the earth,
They
the
will learn
world
righteousness.
will learn righteousness, man. So them judgment, then that's beautiful because there's wickedness will not be accepted on any level, on any place on the earth. The whole wickedness is intolerable. We don't tolerate that shit on this planet. Not just in this city, on the whole entire planet. We don't
Not just
tolerate
against
this.
me. No, it's period.
Yeah.
You know? I ain't gonna sit there and see no, well, at least you ain't doing me nothing. No, nigga.
Right.
See if somebody a part of the alphabet community, it's over with.
Yeah, as long as they do that over there, no.
Yeah, because I was just thinking that this is Edom's kingdom, right? Like all of these other Edomite countries ruling and stuff. You know, you got British and fucking the Russians, whatever, whoever. But they all do their own little thing. They all have their own. Yeah, but that like in ours,
one
the
umbrella.
whole.
Yeah.
Y'all talk about a one world government.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't going to establish that. We're going to establish that
right.
through the spirit of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Because all of y'all heathen is going to be under us, man.
Right. It says in Isaiah 32, it says, a king shall reign in righteousness and princes shall rule in judgment. So the king being Yahawashi and the princes being the rest of his men ruling in judgment. That's a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. The whole structure is set on earth as it is in heaven. That structure, that order is going to be on the whole entire planet from, you know, Jacob all the way down to the least heathen. Being Esau as long as he lasts.
On earth as it is in heaven, not in America, not in this land or that land, on earth, man.
Earth.
All around.
And you will be happy.
And you
Yeah.
will.
You will like it.
Yeah. Even if you mad, but they gonna be happy because in Proverbs it says
That's
for
what I was hoping.
ultimate kind of
Oh,
All right, I got something real quick. Psalms 122:5. It says, "For there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David."
wow, set thrones.
Established thrones, man.
Yeah.
You know,
House of Sakari, you know.
Right.
that's the future rulers, man. You know.
Yeah. The House of David's the future rulers, and there were the House of David. Through all those kings were the main ones that were more adherent to the laws and the ways of the Lord. They were the ones that fought hard, the hardest for it out of the northern and southern kingdom. You know.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't no right king on the
On the northern king's side, ain't no good king. They was rooted in idolatry.
But this house of David is the Lord's elect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, which consists of what? Those 144,000 men and an innumerable multitude that we read about in Revelation 7.
And no, we're not saying Judah is the only one you could be electing. Niggas is, you know, niggas are find a way.
Yeah. But this one more verse, it says 2 Ezra 7:44, it says, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. And that's what's taking place now, and then truth will continue to spring. It says truth is strong and conquereth all. Truth will continue to conquer for eternity.
It's building. It will manifest in the kingdom of heaven.
And that's what
we're doing it in phases right now. We're saying it, we're yelling, and we're emphasizing the anger and the frustration of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, and that we're emphasizing this energy. I'm about to fuck y'all up. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? And the prophets come down giving that energy. And once it happens and manifests all this wickedness, and he said, I'm gonna fuck y'all if y'all doing this, and y'all doing that, and doing it. And then when he comes in and establishes the kingdom, all the stuff that he's saying that he was fuck us up, is fuck the world up for, is gonna be out of here. There ain't gonna be no more corruption, and no pride of life, no stealing, no adultery, no hating on the nigga, and no wanting to harm innocent people, or you know what I'm saying, from on our, especially and specifically on our end, so we can dictate and govern and delegate to other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be held perfect, and the covenant's going to be written in our inward parts, to where we're going to be able to give sound judgment. We ain't going to sit there and say, oh, damn, she fine, so I'm going to give her a lighter sentence.
Yeah.
You know?
Partial.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like, hell no, man.
It's going to be like a Ghost Rider, look into them eyes and see all of that bad you done done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what I was going to say, it said truth is sprung up. It kind of reminded me of like a flower or something that you planted. Right now, the Lord is planting righteousness throughout the earth through the Spirit, YAHAWASHI, through His men, through the words that we speak. And then when it's time, when it hit that time, it's going to blossom. It's going to show forth. It's going to be seen, man. So that seed of righteousness is planted. You know, that seed of truth is planted right now, and you know it's starting to you know, receiving that soil, and then go through the process of starting to grow, man. Eventually, it's going to spring forth. You know.
That was it on that 2 Ezra 7.
Yeah, I had one, but it was going into the foundation and labor, and we digressed. So to some fire stuff. So
I got one if y'all want to hear it. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 51, it says, "But understand thou for thyself."
Can you start at 50?
Kind of got you. Second Ezra 8:50. "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride."
They continued in their self-destructive ways, as the brother read in Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Tough.
But
And
understand
we telling them like it's obvious, like this is not beneficial to you or anybody else.
Yeah.
Like you being a hot girl with them damn umbrellas is not beneficial to nobody. Like it's destructive, and like the brother said earlier, the elder brother said earlier, you know, it's being shown that you're losing by doing that, but it's just gonna lead. It's just gonna wax worse. It's just gonna get to like your actual destruction, your actual like you going back to the elements.
It's like, yeah, you being a whole, like, you start losing stock and certain niggas approaching you, and then the end of it is AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it pretty much will work. Just like Jake, you'll be sitting there cutthroat people, robbing people, you getting money, but then the end of it be death. You know, the wages of sin is death, man. That's just simple. And just because you're getting away, because judgment is executed speedily, therefore it's fully set in the hearts of men to do evil. They just, shit, I'm getting away with it. Maybe I could come up and just get in and get out. No, this ain't no bank robbery. You know, the Lord sees all, and the judgment's gonna come.
Yeah, by not one sin upon another, for one nation. But roughly paraphrasing.
Shall not go unpunished.
And they try to and make arguments. You know, you hate you hate women when you rebuke women. You self-hate when you rebuke Jake. You know, why you cursing with the Bible in your hand, or you're mad, man.
Really, it's all love.
Tell another camp they going off and you camp banging.
Yeah, they create these concepts to continue in their wickedness, man.
And then they tell you about the law though. But the law says, "Suffer not sin upon thy neighbor."
Yeah,
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. That's in the law. But when Jake do it,
we can't bang it.
You hating.
they didn't read that.
they missing a fringe. That wasn't on there.
That fringe fell off.
Yeah. 34 friends.
Second Ezra 8:51, it says, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you,"
watching, being, you know, making our mission, for lack of better words, to the betterment of the elect.
The building.
You know? Yeah, I do all for the elect's sake.
Yep.
That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the elect, and we're just cursing niggas out. We say fuck them bitch ass niggas loud enough so they can hear it. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're out here working for the elect. Hey man, you elect, brother? Nah, I ain't elect. Yeah, we don't fuck with them bitch ass niggas out there. That's how we are. We'll get on the news or watch the news. Yeah, that's some.
Yeah.
This ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't. We're edifying the elect, but we're saying it loud enough to where if you ain't and you ain't part of the number, you getting cursed the hell out, man. But we're not making it a fucking life goal to go into the ghettos and teach niggas and teach the people that hate us and all that. We're not trying to go and teach vocab and argue and have debates with him. And like, no, bro, fuck you.
Right.
Even then, those things had its part in the ministry.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers started out in the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then over time they like,
Got
man,
out.
look, we you know.
Kick the dust.
Yeah, man.
But that was the times for them times.
Yeah.
Then you had different quote unquote apologists or Christians, so-called Christians, come up to the camp and brothers will deal with them and engage. But the ministry had to, now it's another time, man.
Yep.
Now we past that. We not finna like these other niggas keep constantly debating. You going on a podcast and let's debate this and let's debate that, and they're taking these teaching points of there's no free will or was Mary a true virgin, and they taking these talking points and debating now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, it ain't what we here for.
It don't get nowhere. When it was being done according to the Lord's will, is really to publicize breakdowns and put them things out there and the algorithm heavy. But now it's all the shit that y'all arguing over is already, you can go Google that. So it's that time is gone. That shit sells. You can just YouTube it, man. Like, and there's lessons and lessons. We're not about to sit here and argue with you about somewhere we already went over. We just talked
yeah.
about it with you so we can go over it.
The ministry itself matures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you know, you look at a lot of these other camps, bro. They still in the '92 spirit. They still teach like it's 1992. When you watch those old videos, they calling people out, you know, and then that was more of the
Your sister.
yeah, that's the 1992 spirit because that was that time.
It worked back.
It was that time back then where the people they you called motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
Now it's mature. Yes, that's the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, the spirit is more drawing back now, man.
Yeah.
But it's also maturing as well. So it's showing you the evolution of the gospel, man, of this ministry, man.
And there's a finish line. It's a progress. It's a progression. It's going in one direction. It's going to get to that end result. And we're all getting more finely tuned to the Lord's will. We're understanding how to operate better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it shows who's moving with the spirit,
Exactly.
opposed to who's moving against it.
Right.
Yep.
And it goes according to the Lord's will. They sticking to them laws and them books. They think that's what's getting them there. And then in that light, that chariot is moving.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about I got these laws. That chariot is 2 blocks. Now it's 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? And you just totally off subject now.
Because the spirit allows you to prosper in the spirit. You know, like the example YAHAWASHI gave about, you know, when they was picking corn, they was going through the field on the Sabbath day. YAHAWASHI gave the example, like, bro, look at the priests.
Yeah.
They defile the Sabbath by keeping. They keep the Sabbath by defiling the Sabbath. They can deal with that.
Lighting fires.
You know, he talked about David. He was like, do you not read what David and the men that were with him?
Yeah.
So in the spirit, according to the law, they were supposed to be put to death.
Yeah.
But it's showing you the spirit. It's the spirit of things, man.
Yeah.
And these niggas is locked on the law. And it's like, nah, bro. YAHAWASHI's come to teach us the spirit.
He's the Lord of the Sabbath.
And the Gentiles was the forefront of that concept. Because it, like you saying, it always was happening then.
Yeah.
But the Gentiles became the elephant in the room to that same concept that always existed. Like you were saying, David and the shewbread.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But the Gentiles came in the same way. It's like, this is the right thing to do to graft these people in.
Yeah.
But the rules say that I shouldn't.
Yep.
And it's like, come on now, what are we doing here?
Even though the rule to break it by keeping it was always there.
And that's why it tells you that the natural branch had to be pushed out so the grafted branch came in, because if they would have stood and really been upright, it would have never made space for the Gentiles. Because they would have been able to say, like, no, these laws and all this is why we are like this. And you gotta, that's why Nate and them can't, they're not going to be successful, because they'll say that the law has power and not YAHAWASHI in a way. They're like living off these fringes and all that, and you got to keep the law and do all this. No sister, no brother. But at the same time, they got lineups and shit.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking quagmire.
Condemning themselves.
You know, but they're projecting it's all about the law. But YAHAWASHI is going to show that it's about his will, because you're not going to be able to, certain things you're not going to be able to go to the law and say, yeah, we should do this. Everybody's going to start going to Nate and them when these prophecies start coming to pass, and they're going to start looking at y'all and saying, what should we do? And you ain't going to have no, yeah, the law says this. You know what I'm saying? Niggas getting round up and thrown in concentration camps. You talking about Jacob Trouble already passed. They going to be looking at you like, what should we do? Where should we go?
Right.
And you don't have no, what a law says.
Yeah.
You know?
Faith and belief in YAHAWASHI is teaching us, you know, to make decisions according to the spirit. You know, another example, during the time of the Maccabees, they had to make a spiritual decision, man.
That's a perfect example.
You know, because they was like, look, you know, you had certain men that they was resolved not to fight on the Sabbath. They was willing to die. But Judas Maccabees, and, you know, they was like, look, like, that's an honorable thing, but keep in mind, it's like, look, like, nah, if they come fight us on the Sabbath, man, we finna beat their ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we can't, they had to make a spiritual
Discernment.
you know what I'm saying? And
Did
it's
they all
like,
get wiped out after that? Did the Lord judge him? Did he punish him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so that's, you know, that's what the Spirit is teaching us, man.
Yep.
You know, that's why Paul said in Galatians 3 that the law was our schoolmaster
Yeah.
to bring us unto YAHAWASHI, to have faith in the Lord. So now that YAHAWASHI has come, we're no longer under that schoolmaster.
Exactly. Yep.
You know, so it's about maturity, man.
the law squared us away for the ball, man. The law just told us to make sure you get your tux, make sure your shoes are shine, make sure you come presentable. You know?
I grab
Yeah,
it.
it's like in basketball or football or, you know, whatever sport or boxing, you start with the fundamentals, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as you master the fundamentals, now you able to put your style on it or, you know, like basketball, nigga. You gotta learn how to dribble with your right and left before you cross over, nigga. You ain't just, nigga think that, you know, you don't know how to dribble with your left, nigga. Like, these are the basic things that you get down pat first.
Drill it.
And you learn the plays. Get wisdom with all I get and get understanding. Like you learn to play. In the middle of that play, it may break down.
Yep.
Yo, can't forget the point is to score the basket. The point is salvation. That's the score in the basket.
Yeah.
Sometimes the play a breakdown. Well, I ain't gonna say sometimes the play a breakdown.
The play is the law.
Yeah.
And you gotta know how to, you know, the play
Operate.
break down.
Yeah.
The man ain't open that the play was designed to give it to.
You gotta go off the spirit.
The spirit. You gotta. They can't do.
You don't go outside of the rules.
Yeah.
You don't step out of bounds or double dribble or you don't know. You play within the rules, but you gotta know how to maneuver when that play break down.
But you gotta really know that play in order to know where everybody's at and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So when Esau come with that 2020 shit, Jake knew how to move around. Y'all didn't have y'all was hustling trying to go to the and y'all know what to tell nobody because y'all been telling them BS, man.
Yep.
And there's no law to sit there and say whether you should take that or not take that. And it's like you damn near know, like damn, I could really set him up for failure if I. And we saying nah, man, because the spirit is working. And they're just totally out of the loop.
Yeah.
Breaking it down wrong, addressing it wrong. This is the same cycle. At the end of the day, as these prophecies come to pass and things start manifesting, you're gonna see who the real prophets are and who the bullshitters are, man. Because you can't law your way into the kingdom. You know, the law makes you formal, like the brother said, makes you appropriate to approach the Lord properly. You know what I'm saying? Through faith or through the blood of YAHAWASHI that opened the gate to repentance to go back to the law, but ultimately go back to His will to give us pretty much put us back on the train tracks to get back on salvation.
Right, because like you said earlier, we're not teaching against the law. You know, when the Israelite foreigners were being brought in, the council that was getting Paul went up and sought the council, and Peter and you know the rest of the heads, they was like, look, okay, this is what we gonna do. They had to make a spiritual decision. They look, we can't we couldn't bear all this, so we ain't gonna put that on them coming straight out of Greekism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So look,
Nathan them wouldn't have never let them in.
Nah, they
Would have
wouldn't.
never let them in.
So they like, look, let's give them the simplest, basest law, because what they give them was laws.
Yeah.
Let's give them the basic, simplest laws to build on.
Showing you what doesn't away with either.
Showing you that we just like the apostle, we not teaching that the law, don't keep the law. Like no,
Establish the law.
these are the basic building blocks that you start with. Stay away from blood. Stay away from swine. You know, us brothers when we came into the faith, man.
No lineups.
No lineups. No eating pork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
most perennial thing was putting YAHAWASHI first. Serving Him and worshiping Him, and the rest will follow. You keep it. You're gonna, because it calls, and when you fear Him, it's cause you're gonna revere everything that's associated with Him. You're gonna have reverence to it. You're gonna have reverence to the prophecies, the laws. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But His will and what He wants out of the whole situation, you're supposed to lock in on that. All right, y'all locking in on Moses, which is important, but at the same time, His will. We're in, at the end of this thing, we're in the ladder of it.
That shows you the hypocrisy of them niggas. Because Moses prophesied to YAHAWASHI. So Moses told you about the spirit. But niggas don't listen to Moses, nigga.
He went against Pharaoh, man. You know what I'm saying? His Israelites ratted him out.
That's why YAHAWASHI cussed out them wicked niggas and said, Moses whom ye love shall judge you.
Yeah.
Y'all make y'all boast in the law, and Moses gonna be
Your accuser.
The law. Your sin shall be your accusers in 2nd Ezra 16, But was you reading something, brother?
Yep. The Second Ezra's 8 and 50. I'll start back at 51. It says, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plentiness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed." Yeah, and perfect goodness and wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that. That's what we have coming to us. That's why we
Yeah.
do what we do through the spirit of YAHAWASHI. There is no other way. There is no going back to the world. There is no plan B. There is no 1,000 more years in this bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck
And it
that.
exposed that niggas don't have faith in that.
Fuck that.
In that verse.
You can be here for
It said that. And then you gotta hope
I gotta
to
come back.
It says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You know what I'm saying? Hope is hope that is seen is not hope. You know, the scriptures told us that like there's plenty of goodness is ready.
It's
Yeah.
ready,
And
bro.
if you really have genuine faith in that, actions will follow.
Well, you got a
Yeah.
taste of that, you know, through us, through the brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, just the harmony, the calmness. Jay can leave a wallet, you can leave whatever around, and know it's gonna still be there. And the brother has your best interest out for you. Like that's gonna be in the world to come.
Yeah.
It ain't finna be just isolated. Here it is. We, you know, the only ones that think like this in Omaha.
Yeah.
Going back home, we the only ones that think like that in the whole state of Iowa. Just let alone not just Des Moines, but the whole state of Iowa. Not just Omaha, but the whole state of Nebraska. We're the only ones that live and think like that. Like, no, we're coming into a place where that's going to be our whole society.
Yeah, second Ezra, that tree that is planted in wickedness is going to be uprooted, like the brother had referenced earlier.
Yeah.
Man. The Lord's going to uproot that and then plant the tree of righteousness, and that's going to be the new structured foundation. And it's already being built. Again, it was started with YAHAWASHI, and these bricks are constantly being laid. And we're constantly tearing down they shit, and we go there, we put our brick up, we'll take down one of theirs, and then put ours up and take down one of theirs, and niggas hating on us. Y'all sitting there hating on them, but like, but once y'all start seeing how the wall is damn, you start seeing what's being built, and now you want to try to join in.
We prospering in the spirit don't look like it.
Yeah.
Just like when they was rebuilding during the time of Ezra and Nehemiah, them niggas said, let them build, man. If a fox go by, it'll knock it down. Like they were scoffing, like nigga, that shit ain't finna prosper, man.
First they laughed and they tried to fight you.
Yeah. So this is what we're seeing. But now they realizing what's being built, what's being established, man.
Yeah.
You know, so now they're gonna come and try to get physical, you know.
These prophecies coming by, and they gotta address them. You know, I know he keep coming up, but that this MOTB is manifesting every day. Now he's trying to sneakily act like he been on that the whole time.
Right. That shit was hella sneaky.
Yeah.
That shit was hella sneaky.
Yeah, now it's individuals.
Yeah.
He still said it was sin, but now it's individuals.
Ain't gonna keep
At first it was big nations, little nations. That's what it was at first. You know, now he was on that little podcast or interview, whatever. The brother GMS Watchman, Yashalom, I don't know if you brothers seen that video. But now he switched, now everybody. Small and great represents everybody now, you know. So now he's switching it up.
Because
you
he's
know?
starting to see that it ain't nations because it has control over every little aspect.
Yeah.
Esau is towering over every little aspect on this planet Earth because it's through the blessing he got of being over the fatness of the earth. He's trying to be over every single, to how much you breathe, how much you take in, and how much you put out. He's trying to attract everybody's data. You know what I'm saying? And you put out this, and they trying to do it through carbon emission. You know, but that's a different subject for a different time. Hey, y'all brothers got anything? That being said, I'm gonna give all praises
Unto Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachakadash.
double honor to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Bless the citation to your brothers out there teaching and giving truth, sincerity. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Israel. Israel. Somebody said that to you, huh?